What's up y'all and welcome back to my channel. Today we're going to do a wear test with the new Urban Decay Face Bond Foundation. Now I've already tried this foundation. If you watched yesterday's video of me trying on a bunch of new products that I purchased in the Sephora Spring Savings event, you did see me try on this foundation, but I use this foundation with like a slew of other new products. I powdered it and things like that, but I wanted to give it a try with better skin prep than what I had on yesterday and without powdering it, using products that I know and love. But let me just say that despite being extremely matte, which I was able to save it with like the Patrick Ta Dewy Mist and my MAC Fix Plus and all of that, but despite all of that, it did wear really well. I only had it on for about 7 hours, but it did wear really well despite the fact that I was wearing a face full of brand new products. But if you missed that video, let me give you a quick little rundown on this foundation real quick and then we'll jump into it. So this is the Urban Decay Face Bond Self-Setting Waterproof Foundation. It retails for $40. It comes in 40 different shades. I had the shade number 1, Fair Cool. This is just a touch too light for me, but I think if I add a little bit of like bronzing drops to it, it'll be fine, because I think if I go up a shade, it's gonna be too dark. So I'm kind of in between and I don't want to purchase another shade, but this is a matte finish, medium coverage, good for acne and blemishes, redness, and dark spots. It's a lightweight waterproof foundation with the skincare benefits of a serum and a self-setting powder for blurring effect in a medium coverage matte finish. We're gonna put those claims to the test. Now, I am 38 years old. I do have normal skin. It can lean a little dry or a little oily, but for the most part, it stays pretty even keel, pretty balanced. And I live in a very hot, humid climate. I'm down here in Houston, Texas, so I'm actually hoping this will work really well in the summer because it does claim to be waterproof. I'm not wearing makeup to the pool, the water park, the beach, anything like that. But it gets hot. You can sweat walking from your front door to your car. Kid you not. So we will test that out. And I'm not usually a big fan of matte foundations, but from what I understand, if you prep your skin properly, this can work really well for any skin type. So that's what we're going to test out today, see how it works on my skin, and check this bad boy out. So I'm going to go ahead and get my hair out of my face, zoom you in just a little bit, and we're going to jump into this. Alright y'all, we're going to be up close and personal today. So my hair is out of my face. I've already prepped my skin. Like I said, from what I understand, if you don't have oily skin, skin prep is extremely important before using this foundation. So let me show you what I used to prep my skin today. So I went in with my normal serum and eye cream that I already use. And then after that, I went in with the Merit Great Skin Instant Glow Serum. This is a very heavy hydrating serum. It does separate. You have to mix it really, really well. This one's a little bit newer to me. This is how long I've been testing it out for. I do enjoy it, but honestly, I think I like the Glow Recipe Dewdrops better. So that's what I would normally go in with, but I went in with this today. And then for my moisturizer, I went in with my Peter Thomas Roth Water Drench Hyaluronic Cloud Cream Hydrating Moisturizer. This is the moisturizer I use every single day. And then of course I went in with my Summer Fridays sunscreen as well. So that's where we're at. We're gonna prime the skin and then we're gonna jump into this. So I'm gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Water Jelly Hydrating Primer. I really enjoy this, especially if my skin's a little bit on the drier side, or if I'm going in with a more matte foundation. It just gives me that little bit of hydration back to the skin. Alright, so I've let that sit on my skin for just a little bit, let it sink in. Let's jump into the foundation. So I wanted to show y'all, I'm on the Sephora website and I was kind of scrolling through seeing what else there is to know about this foundation, but it says that there's 3 ways to apply it. There's always 3 ways to apply it, but according to Urban Decay, if you do it with a sponge, you're going to get light coverage. If you use it with a brush, you're going to get medium coverage, and if you do it with your fingers, you're going to get full coverage. So I found that to be a little interesting tidbit I wanted to throw out there, but we're gonna go in with a brush. It's kind of my preferred method. I kind of flip back and forth between a brush and a sponge, but I've really been enjoying brushes lately. So I'm just gonna give this a good shaky shake. We're gonna pop off this lid and I'm just gonna go straight in on my skin. And we're gonna start there. If we need to add more, we'll add more. But this is a BK Beauty 101 brush. I absolutely love this foundation brush. Okay, that's going on really nicely. It's actually going on better with a brush than it did with the sponge yesterday. But y'all, I have a funny story to tell you. So, if you watched my Sephora haul video and yesterday's try-on video, you already know kind of the preamble to this story. So I did purchase the new Say Slip Tint Concealer, and in my Sephora haul video, it was way too dark. I got shade number 3, which according to the website is like light with cool pink undertones. Perfect for my skin. It's what I usually go for. It was way too dark. So I was like, okay, I will take that back to the store, exchange it, get a different color. But then also yesterday when I went in to test out my new makeup, I went in to use this moisturizer right here, right? And I struggled. It was not coming out. I pumped and pumped and pumped. I pumped even more off screen and like after I was done filming, just to make sure, because nothing was coming out and I didn't want to take it back to the store and, you know, feel like an idiot. So I went into Sephora, and first of all I went over to Say. I'm going to build this up just a tiny bit more, but I am liking the way that it's looking. So I went over to the Say section and I swatched the 2 lighter concealer shades. I even went outside in direct sunlight. No, that's not going to work for me. The shades are too dark. It doesn't go light enough. The undertones are very strange. Anything that is cool or peach is very, very warm leaning. So I ended up returning that, but I went over to where In Beauty Project was. I picked up another one of these, went up to the counter, told the girl I needed to return the concealer and exchange the moisturizer. And I told her, I said, it's not pumping. I opened it up, showed her, I was like, it has no pump in it, so it doesn't work. She was like, oh, okay. And I was like, do you mind if I check this one to make sure it has a pump before I get home when it doesn't? So I opened it up. There was no pump in that one either. And I looked at her and I was like, okay, this is weird. I was like, I swear, this is not pumping. Y'all, this is the one that I bought originally. Immediately. Standing right there in Sephora in front of this girl, and it pumps out, and she just looked at me like I was the biggest dumbass in the entire world. And I was like, I swear it was not pumping. She goes, oh, it was probably just like an air bubble. I said, no, 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 you don't understand. I sat there and pumped this for the longest time and it wasn't working. So I ended up keeping the one that I bought and felt like a total idiot when I left. But if you purchase it, or you did, keep pumping it. Keep pumping it, because apparently it only needed one more pump. But yeah, that was like my idiot moment of the day. Okay, this is what we're looking like. This actually looks really nice. Let me get an up close look of my skin. This looks really good, y'all. This looks better than it did yesterday with that extra hydration on. That's what it needed. Let me see if I can show y'all up close. Can you see how beautiful that looks on my skin? It's not bunching, it's not grabbing, it's not accentuating any texture, it's not sinking in to my fine lines, my deep ass lines on my forehead and making them look even worse. It's really just setting on my skin beautifully. Okay, so far so good. Like I said, we're not going to set this. We're gonna let it ride. But I'm gonna go ahead and continue on with my concealer and some color products and things. So I'm gonna go in with my Gucci concealer. I am going to set my under eyes just because it's not the foundation. It's not going to hinder anything. And I feel like I absolutely have to set my under eyes just because I do have like those like bag lines. I don't know what you call them. I do have those right there. So I feel like I absolutely need to set my under eyes. But everything else, we're just going to let it roll. See if this actually sets on its own. Because yesterday, whenever I tried it, it didn't seem to set down, and I don't know if it was because I didn't wait long enough. I don't know. Or maybe it's still supposed to feel a little bit tacky, but it definitely still had a little bit of like freshly applied foundation feel to it. Okay, under eyes are on. I'm gonna go ahead and set them with the Pat McGrath, what is this? The Skin Fetish Sublime Perfection Blurring Under Eye Powder. The names, y'all, in the baby pink shade. The names of some of these products are just a little ridiculous. But I'm just setting my under eyes. All right, for bronzer, I'm gonna go in with my NARS Cream Bronzer. I figured cream products were gonna be the way to go with this today because this is, we're not gonna powder. So I'm just gonna go in with this. This is with an IT Cosmetics brush. I don't know the name of it. I have no idea. I don't even know if they make it anymore. I think it's actually a foundation brush, but it's, if you can find it, it's this brush. It's kind of like tightly packed. This is fantastic for cream bronzer. I absolutely love this brush. And if I could find another one, I would definitely pick it up. Okay, I'm just gonna go back in with my foundation brush, no extra product, but I'm just gonna kind of pat it right along the line of where I put that bronzer, just so we have a nice seamless blend. I don't normally do this with my cream products just because once I put powder on over it, it tends to kind of blend itself out a little bit more, but since I'm not setting this, I wanna make sure that I don't have any like line, you know what I mean? Okay, let's see what that did. Okay, that didn't lift the product. It went on beautifully. Yep, okay, cool. So far, so good. We're gonna do some blush. I'm gonna go in with one of the Glaminatrix liquid blushes that they came out with. This is in the shade Gentle. And we're gonna put this on the cheek. All of these products that I'm using, I have tested, I have used, I know how they work. I know that if anything lifts or moves or does funky, it's the foundation, not the product. So I wanted to make sure I wasn't going in with anything new, although I am going in with one new product, but yeah, it should be fine. It should be fine. We're gonna live dangerously. All right, blush is on, complexion's looking beautiful. So far, so good. I'm gonna throw on just a little bit of highlighter. This is the Dior Forever Glow Maximizer. I haven't tried this yet, but it should be fine at this point. So I'm gonna put a little bit on the back of my hand, and then I'm gonna pick it up with a brush. This is, oh, I didn't tell you, for my my blush, I went in with a BK Beauty 109 brush to apply it. And then for my highlight, I'm going in with a Singe Beauty F07 brush. I'm trying to get better about telling y'all which face brushes I use, because I have had a couple of people message me asking which face brushes I prefer. Oh, that's pretty. That's just a really nice, like, lit from within glow. I like that. Okay, I'm feeling this. And I didn't lift anything. It looks really good. Okay, so my complexion is complete. This is what we're looking like. Everything looks really nice. Everything went on together really well. I didn't have any issues with any of those cream products going on over this foundation. It does still feel a little bit tacky, and I don't know if that's because I did the extra hydration skin prep. So if you have more oily skin and you don't do all of this prep that I did, and you've tried this foundation, let me know if it dries down and how long it takes. I will keep y'all updated throughout the day as to whether or not it does fully dry down, how it's wearing, all that jazz. I did throw on my brows and a lip. For my lip, I have my Lawless Forget the Filler Definer Liner, and then I threw on my Gucci gloss over top of it, and I did my brows. But yeah, that's going to complete my collection. So I'm gonna go ahead and go throughout my day. Next time you see me, I will have an eye look on. I am going to film that separately. But yeah, I will go throughout my day, do a check-in, let you know how it's wearing, and then come back at the end of the night, see how it did. It is 8:57 right now, so almost 9 a.m. So we're gonna see if we can get a good 12 hours out of this and how it wears. But yeah, so far so good. I'm excited about this one. It looks good, but I will see y'all in just a little bit. All right, y'all, so it has been almost 7 hours. It's 3:45 in the afternoon. This is what the complexion is looking like. So not horrible, but not great. Just a few things to note really quick. It definitely accentuates texture, and it has definitely accentuated the lines on my forehead. They're deep, they're prominent, I know, and the only way I'm gonna get a smooth makeup application is with Botox or filler, obviously, but I do have other ones that don't make them so up front and center as this foundation has. So yeah, it's kind of breaking down around my nose a little bit. Not the worst thing I've ever tried, not the best either, but we're gonna keep rolling with it. So far, I was more impressed with the way that it wore yesterday when I powdered over it. So I don't think just this far, and probably at all, that this is going to be a foundation that you can't set. I think it's one that you're still going to need to set, especially if you're oily, but we're gonna let this ride. I will come back at the end of the night and see what this face is looking like. All right, y'all, we are back. It is 9:17 at night. It has been over 12 hours since I put on this foundation, and I have mixed feelings on this foundation, but hold on, let me tell you why, let me explain myself. So let's go ahead and start with yesterday's application. So yesterday I tried on this foundation in my Sephora haul try on. I will link that video down below in case you missed it, but I went in with a slew of new products, did my makeup like I normally would. I did set this foundation, although it claims that it is self-setting. I did set it because I had a new powder to try on, and I was looking very matte when that was all said and done. Now, the MAC Fix Plus and the Patrick Ta Dewy Milk Mist did kind of help rectify that and bring a little bit of life back to the skin, but I wasn't a big fan of it when I first applied it. But when I went to wash my face about 7-ish hours later, my complexion looked really nice. It had kind of settled in a little bit, kind of mixed with my natural oils in my skin. Yes, even though I have normal skin, you still have some oil production. It is what it is. We all have sebaceous glands. That's what they do. So it looked really good. I was like, okay, I have hope for this. Maybe tomorrow when I prep my skin better, it'll look really good. Fast forward to today. You saw I went in and I prepped my skin. I made sure I was nice and hydrated. I went in with a glowy serum. I went in with my hydrating moisturizer. I went in with a hydrating primer. I didn't set it. I even went in with a hydrating setting spray at the end of it. I forgot to mention that, but I did end up setting it again with the Patrick Ta, and it looked beautiful. I was so hopeful. I thought it looked absolutely gorgeous, but when I sat down, what was it, 6 hours later, 6.5, something like that, maybe 7, I can't remember. Whenever I sat down, I was in the car and I pulled down the sun visor, the mirror of truth, have you? And I was like, whoa, have I really been walking around all day looking like that? Because the texture around my mouth, which is minimal, there's not a whole lot there. It's just a little bit from when I had acne when I was like in my 20s. It was like prominent and there. My lines on my forehead, they're deep. I know, I'm fully aware of that, but they were like center of attention. They were there, they were the star of the show, and it just kind of blew me away. Even right here around my nose felt like it was breaking up a little bit. Now that I'm sitting here, it actually looks really decent because I'm inside. Everything's gonna look better when you're inside. So if you want to know what something really looks like, take a step outside and hold a mirror up to that face. But I don't love the way that my skin looks. It's looked better. It didn't break down right here where I wear my glasses. It didn't really break down anywhere. But I just feel like everything is accentuated. Every little flaw in my skin has like a glowing beam off of it telling people, hey, I'm here, here I am, look at me, pay attention to me. And I don't like that. I have lots of foundations in my collection that are less than $40. Some are even more than $40 that do not wear that way on my skin. So with that being said, I don't know, because I want to love a foundation when I put it on and when I take it off at the end of the night. I don't want to have one that I put on knowing that throughout the day it's going to look better and better, and I don't want to have one that I put on that, okay, it's going to look good for the first few hours, but hang on because it's gonna get bad real quick. I want one that is just consistent through and through, and for me, this just isn't doing that. And for $40, there's a lot of finickiness that goes on with this foundation because I feel like I have to find that perfect balance of skincare and powder to make it look good and wear well. And honestly, when I'm getting dressed in the morning, whether I'm in a hurry or not, I don't want to have to think too much about how to prep my skin and be careful of what I put on with it. I want to sit down, have fun, play around, try different things, and know that my foundation is going to hold up. Because there's mornings that I'm in a hurry and I don't have time to get real meticulous with things. I'm grabbing things that I know that I can just slap on my face and go. So, with that being said, I don't know. I need to play around with this more, see if I can figure out a good combination. But like I said, for me, if I was not testing makeup, if I was not making content, if I was not trying to help out you find good products, I would immediately take this back and just be like, forget it. It's not going to work for my skin. But I want to keep trying it. I want to see if there's hope for it. At this point, I'm determined. It's become a challenge. This has challenged me. I have accepted it. We're going to figure it out, but it's definitely not going to be a favorite for me. I don't think it's horrible. I think if you have oily or combination skin, this could be a really good foundation. I still think you need to set it with powder, but if you have dry skin, mature skin, any kind of texture or wrinkles, girlfriend, this is going to accentuate that like nobody's business. So this is definitely not for everybody. I love the claims of it. I love the packaging. I think it's cute. I like the shade range of it. I think the shade range is excellent. The jury's still out on this one. I don't have any final thoughts for you right now. I need to play with it more and figure it out, but it's not looking good for her. She's not as bad as some other foundations that I have tried recently, but I just have other ones in my collection that are way better than this. They perform better, they look better, they don't accentuate my texture and my fine lines, and I'm more likely to reach for those. So I will keep you all posted. I will have it in a future speed reviews, letting you know my final thoughts after I've played with it more and maybe kind of figured out a perfect balance of how to wear it. But for now, that is going to be it. Let me know all of your thoughts down below in that comment section. If you pick this up and you have the same skin type as me or even a different skin type, let me know what your experience is with this. Let me know if you know anybody, what their experience has been with this. Yeah, let me know all of your thoughts down below. And as usual, I want to thank you all so much for spending your time with me and watching my video. It truly does mean so much to me. And if you like this video, please give it a big thumbs up before you leave. Don't forget to hit that subscribe button and click on that notification bell so that you can be notified of all my future posts here on my channel. I do post quite a few videos every single week, most days, if not every day, and I wouldn't want you to miss one. But until my next video, have a good one. Bye.